You hear things like that, and it just makes you feel very lucky to live in the Bay Area where it's mild in comparison. First Alert meteorologist Paul Heggen with a look at our forecast.
Yeah, we've got a little warm up in store for us the next couple of days. But we have been lucky so far this season that, well, we've had a couple of heat waves. They haven't brought record-setting high temperatures, and they've been brief. And this next one is also going to be brief. In the short term, we've got a lot of fog out there already in San Francisco this evening. That's going to spread far across the Bay Area, well into the inland valleys by early tomorrow morning. But it's going to back up out of those inland valleys quickly. Hazy sunshine overhead the next couple of days. Still some smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Ground level air quality should be okay. But 90s already for inland parts of the Bay Area on Friday, with temperatures approaching 100 degrees on Saturday. And then we're back to near normal temperatures for the second half of the weekend on a Sunday. Let's talk about the smoke. And it's the ground level smoke that we have to worry about. This forecast model still shows some of it hanging out, enough to result in moderate air quality readings, especially for parts of Napa, Solano, and Contra Costa counties. But as we go through the next couple of days, it does look like that's going to improve. Still some of it, but most of it's not going to be concentrated at ground level where it deteriorates our air quality. It would be elevated in the atmosphere where it does produce that hazy look on the horizon, but it's nothing that we have to breathe and worry about. Here's the view from, well, view or lack thereof, from Salesforce Tower looking down towards the Bay Bridge. We could see it literally 3 minutes ago when I set this camera view up. Temperatures right now mostly in the 70s inland, still holding on to 84 degrees in Concord, but Livermore, San Jose, and Santa Rosa all in the 70s, 62 degrees in Oakland, and it's only 56 degrees for downtown San Francisco, shrouded in all of that fog, which is going to make a big push inland. Let's take a look at Futurecast, and fog shows up in bright white on this forecast model. The duller grays, cloud cover farther up in the atmosphere, but you can see that big push into the inland valleys by early Friday morning, but it doesn't take long to get out of those inland valleys. By 8, 9 o'clock at the latest, we should see that fog backing up towards the coast. Right along the coast, I think you'll have to be content with maybe a few glimmers of sunshine. Might have to wait until Saturday for more abundant sun to shine to break through that June gloom. Temperatures tonight dropping down to the low to mid 50s, so comfortable temperatures tonight. You can open up the windows, get some free air conditioning indoors for inland parts of the Bay Area. Upper 40s even along the coast, and then temperatures are going to warm up to a much greater extent away from the water. Temperatures into the mid to upper 80s in San Jose and Los Gatos, Morgan Hill getting up closer to 90 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. Well into the 90s inland in the East Bay already, low to mid 90s for most communities there, but temperatures only in the 70s in Fremont and mid 80s for Redwood City, just barely above 60 degrees at Half Moon Bay, and that number is not going to change much even as inland areas heat up even more as we head into the weekend. Upper 60s for San Francisco, mid 70s for Oakland, and for the North Bay, temperatures mostly topping out in the 80s, some of the maybe hottest spots getting up closer to 90 degrees. But the real heat doesn't arrive until we head into Saturday. We'll look at the heat risk, which is basically the risk of overexertion as we head into the first half of the weekend. That's going to be climbing one more category. You see some red showing up on the map for Saturday, indicating a higher heat risk, but really just for far inland parts of the Bay Area. And then it already disappears from the map on Sunday as our temperatures are going to coast back much closer to what's normal for the end of June. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast in inland. It's a one-day spike in temperatures on Saturday, and then we're back into the mid to upper 80s on a widespread basis from Sunday through most of next week. That spike in temperatures on Saturday will not be quite as noticeable Bayside, but temperatures should climb well into the 70s, maybe even a few spots into the low 80s on Saturday, and then back into the low to mid 70s through most of next week. And along the coast, well, what heat wave. You are going to see some sunshine on Saturday, and then it's back into June gloom for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Something to keep in mind if you were heading to the first Stern Grove concert of the season on Sunday. It is going to be cool. It is going to be cloudy, even a little bit of mist or drizzle occasionally accumulating in the trees of Stern Grove.